I'm Damien.
I'm Toots.
I'm pointing at you.
Warm boy. Sorry guys, it's because I'm laughing because yesterday I saw this movie for the first time, and yeah, so I don't even know where to start.
So we're gonna review Spawn.
We're reviewing slash roasting the 1997 movie Spawn.
Spawn is shit.
Uh,
Sorry, I had to throw that in.
Yeah,
which I guess was intended to be a horror action movie.
a superhero movie. That's what it's under. So let's just refer to superhero horror shit action movie.
The side of shit.
Yeah.
I remember I actually saw this movie in the theater.
So did I.
My uncle, who's also like a entertainment nerd like me, took me to go see it. I think I was like in 8th grade, I was a freshman in high school. I can't remember. And I remember at the time thinking like, oh, like these are like pretty like groundbreaking special effects, and then you see it now, like, and it's like, it's like no.
I thought the effects blew ass at that time.
I thought most of them blew ass, and but some of them I did like. I know. It's a piece of shit, but I did like some effects. Like the cape, I actually like that part. I know you didn't like it until you were telling me earlier.
Yeah.
But everything CG was shit.
Well, I did like the practical effects.
Yeah,
like,
the practical makeup looked good.
I liked Spawn's armor, and I liked Clown's, and I liked Clown's makeup, like the practical effects. But like when they would go into the digital effects for Spawn's armor, it was like you could. Like it stuck out. Like you could see it. Like
it was horrible.
Yeah, I like the practical makeup effects, the costumes when they weren't CG, like the clown's makeup and Spawn's makeup. Like all that looked good. It's just when I got to the CGI, like you said, it was just it looked terrible.
The worst scene for CGI was the hell.
Malboja?
That was bad. I was like, what the hell is this? A cartoon?
That was like a sci-fi channel original movie that airs at 1 in the afternoon.
All right. Now I did see this movie at theaters. The version I saw yesterday was the director's cut, which I've seen before, and it's been years, and I tried to repress it. But in the theater it was PG-13, from what I remember. I think it was PG-13. And mind you, this was the year that gave us Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
That's a good movie.
And Batman and Robin.
Hey, that's a good movie too. No, they suck.
Yeah, they
don't watch them.
They both sucked, and so did this one. And it was a time where action movies or superhero movies would do certain things throughout the movie, like when you mentioned where Martin Sheen's character, Jason Wynn, like he would put out a cigarette and it's a ashtray full of scorpions. It's like a couple scorpions in there.
I was like, wow.
Why would that be there?
Because he's such a badass, you know?
It doesn't,
I know, it doesn't make sense.
There's no purpose for it other than, does it need the scorpions in there? You want to smoke? Go ahead.
But it's like the way, what really hurts this movie bad is the writing, the dialogue, the pacing, the way it's edited. And we'll get to those cuts, those transitions that were just awful, like a college film student caliber.
Yeah, and I like the casting of this movie. I thought it was a good cast. It was just the characters were so one-dimensional, and
there's no substance.
There was no substance to it. Like they did certain things in there just because it looked cool. Like when Spawn was jumping from the balcony.
Oh god.
In that big ass that banquet hall, and he's still shooting, and it's like, why is he doing that? He's not.
And then for some reason he knows how to use all these powers already. Like did they even explain it? No. They were just like, I know how to use the change. I know how to get invisible and do all this shit.
Well, the mentor Cogliostro mentioned it briefly.
And
like
what the hell?
You were using your powers out of instinct. Oh,
what kind of name is that? You know, that's what I was thinking.
There's nothing wrong with the name. It was just
there's a lot. There's a lot of things wrong with the name, so let me tell you.
But like the way the characters are, like Martin Sheen's character might as well have been like sitting in his chair, like twisting his long mustache.
petting a cat and just,
Yeah, and like twisting his mustache and pushing buttons to like control the fate of the whole world. Like it seemed like his character seemed like the villain from like a cartoon, like
Like a shitty cartoon.
like
Sorry.
like
Boris and Natasha, like
yeah, like what's his name? Snidely Whiplash.
yeah.
Yeah, the Dudley Do Right villain, the one with the
mustache.
yeah with the mustache and the top hat and
Yeah,
you know.
that's what he seemed like
Yeah.
a live action version of like all those one-dimensional villains from those cartoons from the 60s, 70s.
Mhm.
Like, it was just terrible.
Yeah, like I said, the cast was good. It was just the characters sucked.
The directing.
The directing, the writing, with the exception of the clown.
The clown was awesome.
The clown was the best part of the movie. John Leguizamo's character was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, he carried the fucking movie.
He was the only
Yeah.
one that had like good dialogue throughout most of the movie, but he had some exposition dumps too.
Yeah,
Like,
there were a
and
lot of
he
exposition.
did
dumps in
his
the movie.
best to make those like even flow, but
Yeah, because
still it stuck out. It's like just
there are moments where he's talking to himself, and it's for the benefit of the audience.
But who was he?
Like yeah, it was almost like doing a soliloquy except not addressing the audience, to a certain extent. He was just talking to himself, eating worms, like dipping in.
And you know what I thought it was? Maybe he was just rehearsing and they were filming and he didn't know. It's like, let's just keep that. That's good.
Yeah,
no, but it's like he's literally sitting in an armchair, like
by himself.
leaning back, like in his own private Idaho. I don't know, like, and he's just sitting there, like watching. I don't know how he's watching all these things going on with the Wynn character and the Spawn character, like simultaneously, like on screens. I don't know how they did it. Like, where is he supposed to be at that moment? Like,
Yeah,
They don't.
and he's
No.
bringing up plot points
yeah, he's
of their plan.
he's like literally his dialogue is listing plot points where he's double crossing the other characters. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I'm the cliche double crossing villain. Like,
Yeah, but who's he talking to?
yeah, and it's all for the audience because there's no other character there.
Yeah. Yeah, if it would have been a henchman or another demon, fine. Like, okay.
But I mean, even then, that level of like direct expositional dialogue is
Yeah.
like
It was stage playish kind of.
insulting the audience's intelligence.
I
Bad stage
didn't get to see it in the theaters, thank God. So, but I did see it yesterday and Leguizamo I couldn't stop laughing at his character. It was funny.
I thought the cheerleader scene was funny.
I
thought
liked
was
it. I
funny.
liked it when I was younger. I liked it when I was younger. Like, oh, cool, clown's cool. And then, but the more I've only seen this movie 3 or 4 times. This is my 3rd or 4th time. By the time I saw it last night, and I saw the cheerleading scene where clown is, Spawn, he's our man. Like, yeah, I remember I was like, oh god.
That part was a little over the top.
It
but
was.
It's funny when he's like just laying all fat with his belly hanging like on that
Yeah.
pillar in the dark.
He looked like
And
he
he's
was
just-
having so much fun.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like
Yeah.
just kind of like loosely, like vaguely twirling the pom pom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That part looked funny, but when they actually turned it into like a little skit where he's doing like this
yeah,
little
like a
cheer,
cheerleader routine.
that was kind of like, I was like, okay, they took this too far.
They jumped the shark on that one.
They took
Yeah.
this a little too far.
They jumped the shark at the beginning.
They should have got in and
Huh?
tried the shark
Yeah.
before it even happened.
Yeah, but and even trying to follow the plot of the story itself was a bit of a challenge
I don't know what's going on.
because this is what I gathered, and like I said, I've seen this 3 or 4 times. I've repressed most of those memories until last night, and from what I gathered was that they wanted Spawn dead to lead Hell's Army to go to heaven to burn the whole place down and destroy everything.
With that bomb, man.
Well, well, with Hell's Army,
See,
and then
I'm already confused. I don't even know what the hell's going on.
and
That's what we
then-
mean, folks.
Yeah, and then they also wanted Martin Sheen's character, Jason Wynn, to, destroy the world, but with this virus, and Violator, well, the clown, but he's the Violator.
I'm really the violator.
Yeah, like he's trying to double cross them, so Hell has its way, and Earth is destroyed by this virus, and it was just like it was a bit convoluted. It was a bit convoluted.
Do you need some time to
Yeah.
I think you need a drink.
And the thing is, at that time, I watched a few episodes of the HBO animated series, and that was a very good
That
series.
was a good series.
It was a good series, but the mistake that the filmmakers made, in my opinion, I don't know how you guys feel, is that they assumed that the audience that was watching the movie already read the comics and saw the animated series.
Very, very wrong.
If it's something like Superman or Batman, I can understand that because they've been around for a long time. They've already been established.
People know.
Yeah, people for the most part, even if they've never really read the comics or anything, have an idea of the origin story and how everything came about. With Spawn, I think it came out when, like in the 80s or 90s, early 90s, something like that.
96, no?
No, I think it was earlier than that. I think.
Oh, the cartoon.
No, the like the comic, like.
Oh yeah, it was earlier. It was the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't, relatively speaking, it wasn't around that long. So.
And Spawn wasn't as big as like Batman or Superman.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, and mind you, this was film. It was a different medium compared to those other, to comics and the animated series. So they kind of they should have actually started from scratch and established all the characters early. But they decided, just like most of those movies back then, where, especially the action ones, where
Let's
you
just throw everything.
let's just throw everything in there. Like let's just dive into the deep part of the pool.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah, like those flashbacks with Wanda, and where it's like, oh, we're gonna pay a visit to Wanda, and like he starts remembering.
Wanda.
It's like that should have been done at the beginning.
Wanda.
It was see you at Wanda.
Oh yeah, that one. I'm not gonna lie. When I was a kid, that made me laugh. Like when I was younger, that made me laugh. See, I wanted because it was so stupid.
But my favorite line of like bad dialogue, which seemed like out of character completely for Spawn,
Mm-hmm.
was when he said to the clown, when he's
Fudge. Yeah.
he's like, get away from me, you fudge packing midget. And it it seemed like something that character would not say at all. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go with it.
but yeah.
They wanted to make him cool for the kids at that time, you know? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, he said this. Spawn is awesome.
Well, that line would be very offensive now.
Yeah,
yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
gonna say like by
Yeah, you can't say that
today's
nowadays.
today's pansy standards, like that would be so politically incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just goes to show you like how society changes in 20 years.
There's nothing wrong with society getting progressive. It's just
It's a movie, you know?
It's a
like,
movie.
That's it.
Yeah.
They don't mean anything offensive.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
just-
movie, you know? They're just joking or playing around.
Yeah, they're just.
But it just it was like the clown character. It would seem like he would say something
Yeah,
like that,
but not
but not
Spawn.
the Spawn character.
Yeah.
It was just like the clown is the one that's just like throwing all these witty insults at everybody all throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like the Spawn character is like something, I guess, in this universe of like the hero, the Captain America character, the guy with like some kind of like self-righteous.
Yeah, he needed Captain America to save him from being in the movie because it
Yeah.
was shitty.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, Spawn isn't a wholesome. He's not a wholesome superhero.
No,
He's more.
He's kind of
He's
like
more of an anti-hero.
yeah, he's like Punisher almost.
Yeah,
But-
he's more in the sense, and I'm sure comic book people
Or say something.
comment like, well, he's technically this. Like, well,
I
Like
don't
I
care,
said-
comic book people. This is the movie.
Like I said, I've never read the comics. I've seen some of the episodes of the animated series, so that's my exposure to it. That and the movie, and I'm amazed. I'm amazed it made as much money as it did.
It made twice the amount from what I heard, or
Yeah.
what I was reading last night. And I'm just like, wow. I'm surprised. And they were actually going to release some other ones, weren't they?
I'm sure most of it was like the opening weekend, and then after people saw the movie, they were kind of like,
What the hell is it?
I contributed to that opening weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're at fault. So
Yeah. Yeah,
And
my fault.
the other thing that I had to mention was those bad cuts, those bad transitions from scene to scene. Those,
like you said, I mean, like a college student did it.
Yeah,
Like,
it
hey,
just-
can you do this, bro? Oh,
it
alright.
seemed like a college film student caliber, like, and the one that was particularly bad was right at the beginning where
Mhm.
before Simmons dies and becomes Spawn, when he's walking into Wynn's office to tell him that he's gonna quit
Mhm.
because he's got a moral fiber that he can't do these crooked things anymore for the evil corporation. It's just
Anymore, he's been doing it for a while, but
Yeah, he's been doing so many
Yeah.
years, and what happened? They didn't
But I mean, it's
explain,
like
you know?
literally
Why he changed?
like it's like literally like a screen swipe into the next scene of him walking, and it's like, I mean, this is like a big Hollywood budget movie, and then the other cuts is like a fireball coming across the screen,
Oh.
or like the scene with
it's very cheesy.
the wide shot of the city and the cross from the church like is just spread like big across the scene, and it goes in and it like across the screen and then shrinks into the little cross on top of the church, and it's like, oh, these transitions are bad.
It was very cheesy. I like cheesiness, but this was like
Too much.
cheese next to the radiator for a week cheese. This is bad.
But the thing is, this wasn't meant to be bad.
No, it was supposed to be
They
serious.
weren't trying to be cheesy. If they were trying to be cheesy, like, it would have been awesome.
Would have been a comedy.
Yeah,
But they were trying to like make this serious, dark,
like
broody-
gritty. Yeah.
broody Spawn movie. And it's like,
It didn't work. The darkest part of the movie, I think, was the clown. Not by his actions, but what he would say.
Yeah, like.
Like I was like, man, this clown
Yeah, because he was
dark. Like he
he
didn't
was
care.
like the sociopath character that was like enjoying doing all these evil, rotten things.
Yeah.
And-
And most of his dialogue was actually pretty good, except when he would have the exposition dumps, just like and that here the
When he would
Cogliostro?
Cogliostro, whatever. And he's playing like the mentor character, the wise old man.
He's like, I'm too
He
old
always-
for this shit.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
he
like,
did
really?
that cliche. Yeah, and yeah, he would give the most exposition though.
What?
He would be like, and then he was gone for 5 years, and then
And then he woke up.
and he tried to. His family's gone now, and
Yeah, his character.
Yeah,
What would have happened if I would have sided with a clown? Well, I would kill you. I was like,
His character literally narrates some scenes, and it's all an exposition dump.
yeah,
And then he comes out in the scenes, and he has expositional dialogue
yeah.
where he's talking to other characters, and it's just like,
maybe we didn't look close enough to the title Spawn or the poster where it said with the magnifying glass
Narrated
it said exposition done.
but it makes me, you know what it made me think of?
Uh.
It makes me think of the latest Deadpool 2 trailer,
Mm.
where Deadpool like breaks the fourth
The
wall.
fourth one.
And just looks at the screen, or just looks at the camera directly, and he says, "That's just bad writing."
Yeah.
Like if he was in this movie, he would have constantly been doing that in this movie. He would have said that line like 50 times.
Yeah,
Now
but
that's just bad writing.
that would have improved the movie, I think.
And this director is no longer doing movies, is he?
I saw his name. No, I was looking out because I didn't know. I didn't know who directed the movie. So when my wife and I were watching it, I was like, I want to see who the director is because I had never researched it. Like I have no idea who he is. When I saw his name, I was like, I got no idea who that is.
That's
No,
good.
no
That's
way.
good. His name hasn't got big, guys. Don't watch this movie because you're not gonna like it. It's a waste of
It's
time.
been around for more
If
than
you
20
want
years.
to watch some of it, just watch it on YouTube where they just show the scenes, and you'll enjoy it.
You have to mention what you were talking about. One of the good elements of this movie, the music.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
music, the soundtrack, and I believe a lot of movies that came out around this time, the soundtrack was pretty good. I mean, it had what Marilyn Manson,
Korn, I think.
I think Soundgarden had a part of it, and also it had that famous band that would do those. You remember the part in the movie where like the techno kind of music? That was a famous band back then.
There were a lot of famous bands back then.
And I was like, man, they should have just showed videos of the bands playing. You know?
Was there a Prodigy song in there?
Yeah, there you go, Prodigy.
Was it them?
No,
Yeah, it was Prodigy.
Was it actually? Because
Yeah.
I remember they were like huge.
Yeah.
They
Back
came
in the
out
old
of
days.
So
They were huge.
this movie had a lot of money to pay them. That
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Because Prodigy had that song on the Matrix soundtrack,
Yeah.
which is actually a good movie from the 90s.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, but yeah, the music was good. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this was meant to be like this big budget.
And then I'm wondering, like, who was in charge of the music? Like, they should have maybe had him direct the movie. You know, maybe it would have been better.
But yeah, well, I mean, like I mentioned, the movie is guilty of assuming that you've looked at the previous material. It's nowhere near as bad as Resident
But that
Evil.
doesn't give it an excuse.
No, it doesn't. But it's nowhere near as bad as Resident Evil, where it's like I'm gonna assume you played every game and read every novel of Resident Evil, because they'll
Yeah.
Paul W.S. Anderson would just introduce characters for the sake of just introducing them. In this one, at least, they were kind of in their own universe, and there was kind of, you know, it was a little more shut in. But in terms of the background of Cogliostro, other than the fact that he just says, "Oh, I was an assassin,"
But they don't explain.
they don't explain. Yeah,
Maybe they
What
needed
was
to
he
do
like?
it like in separate movies,
was
you know?
was he like yeah?
Was he a spawn too? I was like,
I
don't
think-
know.
I
it was
he was,
supposed to
right?
be like he had gone through it and he had seen the dark side.
So
and
he sees him and he tries to help him.
Yeah, and he had realized like that. Yeah.
And then the thing that irked me from the exposition dumps was when he would talk to Simmons and be like, "Well, I was an assassin. I was a hellspawn. I chose this path. That's all you need to know for now. Just let him know everything. Just tell him."
Yeah, because the audience wants to know too. Like, who
Yeah.
the fuck is this guy? You
It's
know?
What was
like,
he
explain more.
The scene where what was his name? Cogliostro? Cogliostro, where he has the
That's another
where he-
part of the movie that sucks. I hate that name.
where he has the fight with the Violator in Hell, and
Oh, yeah.
even he had this line of like cheesy ass dialogue. I can't remember what it was, but it's like you can't give the old wise character that knows everything, because there's always that guy in every
Yeah.
action movie. You can't give him a line of like cheesy ass dialogue like that unless he's like purposely saying it. Like, but no, the character was like seriously saying it and meaning it, and it was like.
And I almost picture like maybe that when they were making the movie, the director was like, no, go with it. Just do that. And he's like, no, I don't want, this is not me. I read the script, you know. Just do it. You're getting paid. I guess.
But it's moments like that where, like, I remember there was one scene that I think this is where Cogliostro helps Spawn. Like, he gets thrown by Violator, and he gets impaled
Mhm.
like that, and then he helps him down, you know, outside the church or whatever. And then Spawn just walks away, and he's just angry because of course he's angry. And then you just see Cogliostro's blade just come out, and it's like, why did he take it out? Like, just transition to the next scene.
Yeah.
Like
See,
those,
like,
it's shit like that. It's just-
and the CG of like his blade, and when he would like glow green, and the Cogliostro.
Oh
did, I was
man, that was horrible.
Mhm.
You could actually see you can see like that
like,
effect.
where the effect meets the,
Yeah.
but where it's like not done correctly.
I mean, the one thing I hated the most, well, I think I've hated a lot of things, but
Yeah.
the devil, come on.
No, but
That's who the
was
devil
bad.
is. Like, he's not even scary.
voiced by Frank Welker.
And
So-
that's sad.
But I don't.
And I like Frank Welker.
I-
He's a
I
great
know.
voice artist.
No, but what I don't understand is he would be having all this dialogue, but
He wouldn't be moving his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
he was just like.
And then he's
It's like-
talking.
It's like, is he talking like? Is it like telepathy? Like, what's the
It's
deal?
not established.
And then
It's not
plus they
established.
wouldn't explain it anyways. Right?
And I was
They're
like,
oh,
is-
they're supposed to know he's the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I mean,
so,
the Muppets move their mouths more than the fucking devil in this fucking movie.
and,
God, sorry.
and the fact that, and because it was Frank Welker, it came out sounding like Dr. Claw. So Malvolio,
I was thinking, was that guy?
It
Mhm.
is
It
him.
was, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
From Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, he's done voices
Yeah.
on Real Ghostbusters and
See, and I thought that Martin
Next
Sheen's,
time, Gadget. Next time.
yeah, exactly.
Martin Sheen's character reminded me of that character, that Claw dude from Inspector Gadget, like
Dr.
this
Claw.
Dr.
over,
Claw.
like this over the top villain. Like,
Mhm.
I was like, man, and this is Martin Sheen, like
It didn't-
Apocalypse Now.
It didn't
Like,
go with him. It just didn't.
I can't remember. I can't remember if I heard this or I read it somewhere, but I think originally Martin Sheen didn't want to do the movie,
And what happened?
and I think his
they-
kids
they
or his
kept adding
grandkids.
zeros to his paycheck.
I think one of his.
that explains it.
I think his kids or his grandkids or somebody said like, "Oh, Spawn's really cool. You should do it," and so it's their fault, from my
you
understanding.
mean Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez were like,
Or maybe their their
Spawn is
grandkids.
awesome.
Or, no, not them. I think like his grandkids or nephew or.
You know what?
something
I
like
hope
that.
he doesn't come out in the new one.
I don't know. Well, he's still alive, so he
I
only
know,
got
that's
arrested.
why I'm saying I hope he doesn't.
I would rather remember Martin Sheen from like Apocalypse Now, great movies like that, not from
The
this
Dead
movie.
Zone. He was a great villain in
Now
the Dead
this
Zone.
movie, rest assured, guys, I'm gonna put it in my unconscious like right away. Like I'm only.
In
I've
your
seen it.
subconscious, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is there. I mean, as ridiculous as it is to say, there's a little bit of nostalgia with this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly things like the pop culture stuff, like the soundtrack, the music, and it's just kind of funny to like laugh at the watching it and laugh at the special effects that
Yeah.
were like so awesome at the time.
I didn't think they were awesome at the time.
No, because it reminds me of like even like the Matrix. Like when you watch it now.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
the
effects
Matrix
are
is
dated.
crappy.
The effects are dated.
When you watch the movie now, and it's like, man, at that time when you saw it, it was like
The shit.
amazing, groundbreaking special
And
effects.
if you didn't see it, you're like, oh, you're the one that's left out. Like,
And you watch
I
it,
didn't
and
see
you
that.
watch it now, and it's just
Yeah.
like, ah. But see, The Matrix is actually a great movie from the '90s,
And a great
from
story.
the late '90s.
I will say this though, that the effects, at the time, the effects of the Matrix, like in my opinion, were good, and then now they're dated. Like you can obviously see, you know. But back then with Spawn, it was like the effects of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where they were just really bad, and even back then you could tell they were bad.
Even the first Mortal Kombat.
The first Mortal Kombat ones
That one was bad.
were it was better than Annihilation. I call it Annihilation, but it was.
PG to its PG.
it was slightly better than Annihilation. The effects, they weren't great, but it was slightly better. And then I guess they
And
took. I
they
guess
didn't have as much money as this movie, I'm sure.
yeah, but the effects here were still bad.
And that's why I'm saying, like,
Well, like
Mofo that was there. Yeah.
the first Mortal Kombat movie, I thought was good.
That's a good
Like
movie.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
paced.
I
a
thought
lot-
it was good.
It's paced a lot better than Spawn. It's written a lot better than Spawn. It's
Mhm.
acted better than Spawn.
The characters were better developed
Yeah,
compared to this one.
but the special effects are on the same level when you go back and watch it now.
Yeah,
It's
even
like-
Yeah, but
more
then-
even more so in the
But even
90s.
though that kind of gives it better value, because if the movie itself was directed good and the
Right.
characters were both, like, the special effects, okay, they're crappy, but you still kind of like it, you know? Because I still
Yeah.
like Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
But Spawn, it was just like, there wasn't that much good in this movie. I was just like, where is it?
hmm
I couldn't find it, and I found the clown. That was
Yeah,
the best
and-
part.
and by no means were the characters in the first Mortal Kombat movie like three-dimensional, well-rounded characters. They really weren't. But I think they were a little better, a little more established, you know, in the movie, as opposed to like, oh, I played the video game, I know who these people are. I think they were better established there than Spawn did with their characters.
Yeah, so Spawn.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. I wouldn't recommend anybody, not even
Oh.
my worst enemy.
I don't
To watch
recommend.
that.
I don't recommend it. But if you wanted to watch it, make sure someone else pays for it,
Yeah, and make
or
sure
you borrow somebody.
make sure you have social support and emotional support because you might not sleep for a while. Because I wasn't sleeping yesterday. Thanks guys. By the way.
I recommend buying the soundtrack on iTunes. Or
Yeah, the
something.
soundtrack is good.
But you can skip the actual movie.
Yeah.
If there's anything we're saying about this movie in terms of anything good is that other than some of the stuff we mentioned like the practical effects, which were by KMB Effects, so Greg Nicotero's company.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
that's why the prosthetics
No
and
wonder
everything
they're
look
awesome.
good. Yeah. If anything, at least this movie is slightly above Batman and Robin.
No,
And
it's
the reason
not.
no.
Yeah, it is.
The reason I
Yeah,
say
it
that,
is.
and the reason I say
Yeah.
that, is Batman and Robin back then had slightly better special effects, like digital effects,
Acting was worse.
but the fact that it was a Batman movie, which has been around for a long time, is you kind of have to give it the like the shame on you, on that. You should have known better. Spawn is like, well, Spawn is a little more recent. If there's any consolation, I guess that's it. But it's still shitty. But the shit doesn't smell as bad as Batman and Robin.
Yeah, like Batman and Robin would get an F.
Yeah, that
from
one's
me
crappy.
as a movie.
That gives
but,
me a headache when I watch it.
like Spawn. I'll give it like a D plus. Like that's the grade I would give Spawn. Like I'll give it a D plus because the practical effects were good in the movie. John Leguizamo was good in the movie most of the
Yeah.
time. Like I said, when he wasn't giving exposition dumps. So from me, D plus. I don't know about you guys.
I would give it probably. Earlier I was thinking a C minus, but now rethinking, I think I'll give it a solid D. I mean, it's not a great movie. I wouldn't see it again. I'm probably not going to see it again. It's crap. It's crap. It is what it is, folks. It's crap, and don't watch it. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, to be clear, this is a roast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
don't get
know- I don't know if
offended.
we established
We're
that.
ripping at a new asshole.
We're from the '90s. Well, I'm more from the '80s, but
We're all from the 80s.
it's
yeah,
just
and-
I don't know how to explain it anymore. Just it
because,
sucks.
Yeah, because the thing is, at least it looked like the actors and actresses were trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
They
So
didn't
like
do-
I said,
they
they
didn't
were all
do well.
good. It was just the crap they were given. They could only do so much with shit that they
Right.
were given. I would.
They could do diarrhea. That's what they were
I would,
doing.
yeah, I would explosive diarrhea, and I would give this movie like a D to a D minus.
Be honest, toots.
No, like a D to a D minus, and at least with Batman and Robin, and I'm sure some people online are gonna
Here we
be
go.
like, "What the
Here
hell's
we
wrong with
go.
you?" At least I've kind of come to terms with that movie in
How?
terms of its shittiness, to the point where I wouldn't put it on just to watch it for the sake of watching it, because it's a terrible movie. But unless it's like a MST3K, we're just all roasting it like while watching it, like we're just lambasting it and everything. Like if it's something like that with Batman and Robin, like I've come to terms with that and I can probably watch it, in that aspect. But with Spawn, I still haven't gotten there yet. Maybe in a few
You're
years.
probably gonna die before you get there.
Yeah, maybe in a few years I'll be like, you know what? This is more of a movie that we could just put on and just make fun of it completely.
I wasted time, by the way, watching it again.
Yeah.
It's a waste of what, 2 hours almost? It's a long ass movie.
Yeah, and well, I watched the director's cut last night.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah. And
It didn't do it
I
justice.
own the Blu-ray of this movie.
What?
Yeah,
You hear that?
that Blu-ray that you watched was mine. Like I
Oh, that was
remember-
yours?
I found it.
I mean, what? Why would you
I found the
explain
Blu-ray.
it?
No, because yeah, I'll explain. I found the Blu-ray in like the Blu-ray bargain bin at Walmart
Uh-huh.
for like $3 or $4, and they're like
That's
new,
how much it's worth.
like not used, like brand new, like factory seal, and it said on the cover director's cut. And at the time, I was thinking, like, this was like maybe like 3 years ago. And I was like, wow, I remember that movie being really bad. And I'm like,
You saw
I
it.
wonder if it will be like slightly better if it's the director's cut.
It's not.
And it wasn't. It was not at all.
Did it have
Yeah.
a disclaimer on it saying like be wary?
I wonder if the factory, since it was factory sealed, I wonder if they were like, there's still some Spawn fans out there, right? Let's throw this out there. And
But it's not like, it's fun to watch, to make fun of it. Like, it's not like painful to watch.
No, it's not
Like-
people.
by yourself it is, but if you're roasting it with other people, like with friends, and you're just want to make fun of a movie, like it's like I said, I've accepted it with Batman and Robin. This one I still need like a couple more years to do it.
We can have the audience play a drinking game to it every time you say Batman and Robin.
No, that's
they'll die.
that's already.
Like, shot.
Batman and Robin, but
God damn it, Toots.
But I'll give it to Spawn though. Spawn is better than Batman and Robin.
yeah,
Like,
Just a little bit better.
but it's not much better.
and the shameful thing
It's
is
a different shade of shit.
one of the shameful things
Sorry.
is that I own the Blu-ray also, and let me throw
What
my
the
own
hell? You too?
let me throw my own exposition dump right now. I got it as a gag gift, thanks to Damien and his wife. So and the funny thing is that it was in a 4-pack with Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, Mortal Kombat like the series or whatever, and or at least a few episodes of the series, and Spawn. For whatever reason, they just threw Spawn in there because they had enough room on the Blu-ray.
Maybe he still has
And-
money.
And
We saw it at Target, and I was like, wow.
At Target too? Where else is it?
No, we
this
were.
this was a gag gift for I think my birthday.
Yeah.
It was for my birthday. It was a gag gift. When I opened up the box, it was only Annihilation and Spawn. Like the other two were gone. They weren't even in there.
Well, it's because we were birthday shopping for Toots.
Oh my god. that's
We were
funny.
birthday shopping for Toots, and then I saw that, like, I was like, wow, 2 movies that he can't stand in the same pack. I was like, I found this gag gift. Like,
You know what we should do one day, guys? Put 3 different screens with 3 of the shittiest movies. Batman and Robin, maybe Spawn, and a third.
Wild Wild West.
Oh. And then see who can last the longest watching
It
that.
has to be. It has to be
And
a
we'll
movie.
film it.
It has to be a movie from that era. It has
Stop
to
or
be.
my mom will shoot.
I haven't
That
seen that one.
I've seen that one. That is an Academy Award winner. That is Schindler's List compared
Oh yeah,
to
and Spawn
Wild Wild
actually
West and
got
all those other movies.
Spawn got an award. I forgot what kind, but for the
Was it
effects.
Razzie or?
No, it was an actual.
It was a good award.
Yeah, it was an Academy Award or I don't know. It was something, but for the special effects.
I'm rather dubious about an Academy Award, but I'm sure it won something.
It did.
You know? I'm sure it won a ribbon somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a Spawn. I mean a shit. I mean sorry.
Yeah, don't see Spawn.
Yeah.
I don't recommend
The
Spawn.
movie.
Yeah.
We're just having fun, having a laid back roast of a
Oh god.
lame action horror movie.
We do this for your benefit.
Yeah, so you don't have to go and see this movie.
We're not doing this review to promote Spawn or like
not promote it.
recommend it for you. Like,
Maybe the action figures. Maybe if
Yeah.
The action figures are awesome.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Todd
Get those. I used to have
Yeah.
some.
the Todd McFarlane action figures of Spawn, awesome
Yeah.
movie.
animated series
Yeah.
wasn't that bad. Animated series was good.
And actually, this is we were talking about earlier. This is what kicked off the Todd McFarlane like,
Toys.
yeah, the
Mhm.
toys. Like the first ones I clearly remember that everyone was talking about was Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, those had the actual chains on them, and the cape was awesome.
Yeah, and it had Clown and Violator and all that. But yeah,
I would like to have Clown. I wonder if you can still find that like
It's
on
probably
Amazon.
expensive.
it's probably expensive now.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
I wonder if there's one where you press buttons and he says things from the movie.
See what Juan does.
I wouldn't be surprised there's one out there. But yeah, guys,
yeah.
I guess that's the roast. Let us know what you think. Send us a comment and
Are there
Maybe-
any other
Yeah.
bad horror movies that you would like to see us roast?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take the bullet for those.
Because I think
I can think of a few.
horror is like the only genre that I think where you can have fun and have a good time watching a bad watching a bad horror movie.
And Trolls 2 and the stuff.
Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn. I still like that movie. It's not a good movie,
No,
but
dude,
I still like
I
it.
hate that movie.
I like Children of the Corn.
I like Children
It's
of
a
the Corn.
guilty
Wow.
pleasure. Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
it's not. No, I acknowledge it's not a good movie. I
yeah,
acknowledge, like,
it's
you have to worry about those that are like, it's a very good movie. What are you talking about? It's, then you're like, okay, it's something.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
it's not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But
guys,
anyway.
but just follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And we're looking to get an Instagram soon also, so just look for our name out there. We're the Dudes of Horror. I'm Wormboy.
Damien.
And Toots. See you later.
See you at Wanda's.
Oh God.